Okay, but we can go even further. So if we go down here, this will create a mask. And what happens is, if you don't know, you get this weird little thing happens. All of a sudden, you're selecting this white box, and you can only have black and white. Basically, the rule of this is anything that you paint black disappears. And vice versa, anything you paint white will reappear, which is kind of cool. So how are you going to use this? Well, I'm going to pick an airbrush, and I'm just going to start using black and having this white box selected. See, like, all of a sudden I have color again because I have my original layer selected. But once I switch to the mask, back to black and white. Anyways, so the reason why I'm doing this is because I want to erase a little bit into this, just so that it looks a little more natural. The same thing with like some of these. I want it to be kind of like a transition of shadow and light. Same thing with here. Just to make it look a little nicer. Just a little bit of patience, and you know, just something like that already kind of looks nice. And again, like if you are struggling with skin tones, this is a really cool way to like figure out colors. So again, we're going back in, trying to create a little more dimension with these cheeks. And again, like I'm thinking, okay, the nose, it has a form, it has a volume. So again, like I'm trying to give it a little more shading. Okay. Cool. All right. Now that's looking pretty good. All right. Now, the same thing can be said about the eyes. Like, let's fill the eyes out with another color. Now, I wouldn't go 100% white because when you think about it, when you look at your own eye, there's a lot going on. You know, there's a lot of shadows. There's a lot of light refracting. You know, so I would say it's usually a good idea to like stay away from pure white, unless you're doing like one little glint of a highlight. All right, so again, I'm going to lock my pixels. And I'm going to do the same thing. You know, I'm just going to, I'm going to take this color. And over here, I'm just going to shift it to a blue. And I'm just going to kind of fill it out. And what you're going to do is you're just going to start going down to a darker color. And basically, anything that's closer to the eyelid up here is generally not going to have as much light. And a little bit when it comes to like the corners and the underside. Okay, so decent beginning, you know. And you can just take some time to like finesse it. You know, it's kind of taking shape. You know, considering before it was like that. And let's make it a little less blue. There we go. Okay. So let's say you're like, okay, how do I make this even better? You know, let's say you're still kind of scared to like get rid of your lines. It's okay. You know, you can actually use your lines to your advantage. So one, I'm I'm just cleaning up some of these loose lines, just because it kind of adds a little bit of a sketchiness to it. So now that I got that, what you can do is you can lock the layer. And what you can do is just choose, let's choose this darkest color here. And you can just kind of like rush into the areas that you want. So like already, like that's kind of looking a little more refined, you know?
Yeah.
Again, I'm like thinking about where there's less light, you know? I'm trying to figure this guy out. But again, it's like, it's just part of the process, you know, taking your time, you know? So already, like, you know, that already is like coming out like a little more refined, a little more like you're figuring out stuff. And you're just gonna keep going. Like you're gonna start thinking about where are your highlights going to be, like a little bit more light. So what you can do is take your base layer, shift it up a little bit, be a little bit brighter. And what you want to do is start picking out areas like, let's say the lips, you know, just kind of like trying to just create a few more highlights here and there. Trying to think about where some of this light might be coming. Well, again, like, yeah, it's starting to take shape. Ah, brush is too big. Okay. But again, like, you know, just finding areas where you can make use of darks. So again, yeah, you know, just going even darker here. You know, already that is starting to pop the head out even more. You know? Yeah, I think you get the idea.
Yeah, surely. I got more than one lot of ideas.
Cool. All right.
Thanks. Thank you so much.
Yeah, no problem. All right, here we go.